this movie actually like scared me. I'm not saying that like I'm going to lose sleep over this movie. I wasn't like cowering in fear when I watched it, but I will tell you what, I took my dog out at like 3:30 in the morning after watching this movie, and I was creeped the fuck out in my backyard. It was dark. It was quiet out. That means that this movie was effective. And I haven't felt that in a very long time.
What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Hey now.
Ahoy.
Yo.
Welcome back, Dusty. We missed you last week.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Internet issues persist.
Oh, yeah.
It's going.
Welcome back, folks at home. This is episode 151. We're talking about Strange Harvest today. This is the one I was looking forward to the most. I'm not going to lie, for this month of October. I saw the trailer for it a while back, and I was pretty hyped. It's a found footage movie. I did not realize it was a found footage movie in the style that it is. So that was surprising. But looking forward to talking about that. Yeah, what have you guys been up to? You guys watching anything good or more of the same? Not a lot of stuff now happening. A lot of shows ended.
I'm still just watching X-Files progressing slowly but surely. That's my jam now.
Dusty, last week your internet died like mid movie watch while you were watching The Ugly Stepsister. Did you actually finish it or no?
I did not. No, I have not gone back to it yet. I don't know if I should or not.
How did you feel about it? You didn't like it for the amount that you watched?
Yeah, it was okay.
Wow. Marvin and I loved it.
Oh.
I don't know if you watched the episode.
No, I have not got to that yet. I was busy this week.
All right. So you hated it.
Yeah.
Glad you weren't here.
I did watch a couple movies that I forgot.
I know. I was going to ask you last night. You left us to go watch Him. How was it?
So I actually enjoyed it. It was not as nearly as bad as the reviews are saying. I get some of the complaints after watching it, but it is a good watch. Very visually pleasing, and Marlon Wayans is actually really good as an actor, surprisingly. So no, I'm just kidding. But I've never really seen him in like a drama role like that, where he's like, he's usually just a comedy guy, right? Like everyone's known him for that, but he was good.
He was defending the movie pretty vehemently on social media.
I see why. It's like, getting shit on.
He's like, yeah, you can't really please everybody. I don't know what people's problem is. I mean, I agree. And I was saying to you last night, and I was going to talk about it today a little bit. Like, so I watched another indie horror movie this week, just casually, which I was excited for because I saw the trailer for it again, and I was like, oh, this looks fucking good. And it's a found footage movie. It was called Solvent. And I was mentioning to you last week that like I feel like, I don't know, like mentally and emotionally rejuvenated recently watching just like random horror movies this past couple of weeks. Especially the ones that I had picked for us to watch this month are like pretty like low key horror movies. They're not like nobody's talking about them really.
Yeah.
Whether they come out on like Shudder, which shout out to Shudder in a sea of dog shit subscription services for movies. Like they're doing the Lord's work. They're like, they make like
for the people
genuinely good stuff. And like, it's for their base. They're for horror fans and they make good horror fan stuff. But, yeah, I watched this movie Solvent.
And they stay relatively cheap compared to, other streaming services. Obviously, it's only horror, but they're only $8.99 a month.
Yeah, that's like a great value if you're a horror fan.
Yeah,
and like that's your lane. I think that's awesome. And I even had Shudder like a while back when they first came out. I was like, oh, this is dope.
Before you were enlightened.
Yes, before I was an enlightened individual. But it's kind of like the rule about making YouTube videos, right? It's like you niche down and you do better.
Right.
And in the same way, like they're like, why offer all this shit that other places are offering? Let's just do horror shit. And now they make original content and they whatever. So I don't know. I think that's a really great business model, especially in today's day and age.
Yeah.
But like
apparently, Shudder used to be like $5, just like within the last year, and then they went up like 7 months ago.
It's one of the few that I would argue like is worthy of the price raise because they do original content and because they only do they still staying in their lane. They're just offering more content, I feel like. So I don't know, that'd be my take. But
$9, I mean, yeah, that's not too bad.
No, I don't think
as long as they don't
keep
keep going up too crazily, I think it's okay.
Right.
But real quick, you were saying like we were watching like kind of low key movies. I actually brought up some of them to my buddy Hunter.
Yeah,
who's a big horror fan, and he wasn't even aware of these two, which was The Ugly Stepsister and the one we watched today, which is Strange Harvest.
Yeah,
and he wasn't aware of those. So yeah, they are low key. It seems.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just the way I used to live life. Like I used to just watch. I told you this last week. I used to just watch everything horror related because that was the life. That was the style. The lifestyle. You go to Blockbuster, you walk around the horror section, and you pick a movie based on its cover. Like that doesn't exist anymore in this day and age. But like, I've just been watching more random that I'm like less based on like reviews and like because it's easy to get caught up in that of like, oh man, everybody's on this, I'm just gonna dismiss it. And like
that's what you did with him.
I didn't.
Was not that bad.
I never said I wasn't gonna watch it. I just simply told you that it was getting shot. But yes, you're right. But yeah, no, it's like it's been very liberating and rejuvenating for me to just kind of like go back to what I used to do and just like watch shit because I know. And Dusty, to his credit, he watches a lot of stuff and we make fun of him for it. Like he'll watch some shit. He's like, oh, have you guys seen Black Hawk Down 11? This was not bad.
That's true. He gives stuff a shot.
So shout out to Dusty for giving things a shot.
Yep. You still get that experience with like we walking through the video store looking at the cover of a movie. When even in the digital age, you still get that. People browse Netflix or Amazon. The only difference is that you can browse it for hours because you're like, oh, I don't know, like they still have to use that image art to grab your attention. But
right.
You look at a movie and you're like, oh, that's kind of interesting, but there's a million other options, so I'm just going to keep looking. Whereas in a video store, there's a finite amount of options, so it's easier for you to circle back to something that got your attention.
And remember how exciting it used to be when like they were out of a thing, and they were, and then they got it in. You're like, yes, I could finally watch this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a different experience, but
that's how that was a good way to rate movies if they were never in, if everybody was renting them.
Yeah.
You knew it was like, I need to watch this one.
Right.
But I don't know. I've just been watching more and more stuff like recently. I mean, I guess because it's October, but like I want to go back to doing that. And like horror's my jam. And I'm just going to start watching more stuff again. And like, I don't know. It's been really great.
I watched another thing too that you recently watched, Dan, which is X.
Oh, you did watch it?
That.
What'd you think?
I think that was like last weekend or something. It was good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh, Dusty, you weren't here last week. I was telling Marvin that I rewatched X because I wanted to watch Maxine and Pearl. And you and I watched X together like a couple years back when it came out, and we didn't really care for it that much. I liked it better on a second watching. Maxine was like, okay. Pearl was very good, I thought. And each one is sort of stylized in the popular genre of the era. So like X was shot like a 70s sort of cheap B movie, sort of Texas Chainsaw Massacre style. Massacre. I did it again. Massacre. I can't escape my accent.
Yesterday.
Pearl was shot like it takes place in like 1918 or something and is shot like a classical Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
And then Maxine takes place in the 80s and is like a sort of like 80s like crime thriller type of movie. It's pretty cool the way he does it. So I've gained an appreciation for the trilogy, but Pearl is definitely the best one. But
nice.
But yeah,
I'm definitely gonna watch the rest, the other two.
Oh, I definitely would
at some point.
It. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. That's my new. That's gonna be my thing now. I'm just gonna like go back to watching random because like you get caught up in like reviews. You get caught up in like what people are saying. And I gotta say, I was telling you, Marvin, last night when we were gaming, like I've been posting more on my personal Twitter account, X, the Everything app, about like just stuff I've been watching. I wanted to like retrain the algorithm to not show me like heinous shit anymore, like that I don't care about. So I'm like in just horror community Twitter now. And I gotta say, the horror community is like might be the least toxic fandom like like there is. Like I've never seen like in any other fandom, comic book movies, it's just wall to wall, just people bitching Disney, woke Disney. This movie's gonna be oh, they're fucking ruining this character. Not my Star Wars. All negativity all the time in like literally every category across the board. In the horror community, people are like, yo, I watched this movie and it was pretty dope. You should check it out. For everything. And you go look at these movies, they're rated like a 3 on IMDb. But like, that's what I love about the horror community and what I've always loved about it. And that's why I feel rejuvenated watching these just low budget random movies, is because horror, you're just trained to not give a shit about budgets and this and that, because from the get-go, its origin is based on just DIY, figure it out, get it done filmmaking. It's why I love Halloween. We talked about it when we made you watch Halloween, a movie made on a $300,000 budget in a couple of weeks with a couple of friends in the summertime, and they had to make it look like Halloween. They had to make it scary, like they had to do the thing. And that's just what the genre's always been about. So the fan base is trained to be forgiving and not expect like, oh man, this movie didn't make $14 trillion. It's a fuck bust. Sell the company. This person. I don't know. I've been really enjoying it. I'm back, baby. Back to my roots. But yeah,
it doesn't have to be the best thing you've ever seen to enjoy it.
And
Gotta
honestly,
get back to that.
It often won't be the best thing you've ever seen. That's the thing, right?
It's impossible, yeah.
Whatever happened to just watching stuff for the love of it? Horror's kind of back, baby. Or at least for me. Not that it ever left. It really never left. But since we're on the topic of horror, I actually...
It's one of those genres that's never going to die.
Please, buddy.
It's like metal.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I actually wanted to talk about something here. Speaking of horror, and it is the month for it. A recent study came out, right? Have you guys ever wondered what the scariest movie of all time is?
That's a good question.
Like objectively, because guess what?
You can't.
You can. Science apparently has answered the very question.
Really?
Yeah, and we got a list of the top 10 scariest movies of all time, according to an experiment from the Science of Scare Project.
Heart rate, blood pressure,
Jump scares,
contractions.
Oh my God.
Flashbang.
Yeah.
Got 'em.
According to this study, here's the methods that they used. So, they basically each year, this Science of Scare Project, they curate a list of the most terrifying English language films, and they put them in their 250 strong panel. Right, the test subjects are invited to special screenings of the movies that they select, where they are fitted with heart rate monitors, and their heart rate is tracked throughout each movie. To prevent audience fatigue, screenings take place over the course of several weeks throughout the year before they publish the results in October, just in time for Halloween. In previous years, they would measure the average impact of the short list of movies that they had on heart rate, just in BPM. And they compared to the average resting BPM of the total sample size, which the average was 64 BPM. So they measured the heart rate during the movie, compared to the average, and they're like, these are the scariest movies. We've talked about this list before. However, in 2023, they developed a more detailed way of measuring, and they created what they call the Science of Scare score. And now that...
I was going to say, that's kind of subjective, the first test, because like you could show a bunch of 20-year-olds some horror film like
Halloween, which isn't really objectively scary. Yeah. And they wouldn't find it scary.
Yeah, or Friday the 13th or something, where, you know, there's some on screen that kid's heart rate is going to go up a little bit. He's not scared.
Yeah.
He's not scared.
That's true.
People do love
Oh.
So in 2023, they introduced this Science of Scare score, which combines multiple factors. And the Scare score system combines both the heart rate measured in BPM and heart rate variance, which is measured in milliseconds. And basically, with heart rate BPM, the higher the number, the faster the movie got our audience's blood pumping, which is an indicator of excitement and fear as part of your fight or flight instinct. On the other hand, heart rate variance measures the time between each beat of your heart. The lower the heart rate variance, the more stressed our audience members became, a good indicator of slow burn fear and dread.
Stress.
Yeah.
Damn.
After collecting the
Measuring
average
stress.
After collecting the average heart rate increase and HRV decrease, we then combine both scores to create a Science of Scare score out of 100. For comparison, Shrek holds a scare score of 3 out of 100. Okay?
So they know the scariest movies and the
Wow.
scariest scenes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like as a science-based a methodology based in science, this is like probably as best you could get with something like this. Right. But it is a subjective thing. What scares you is going to be
without being
different for
more
me.
intrusive. Yeah, you can do pupil dilation. You can hook up, physical stuff to them.
But even still, it's flawed because not flawed, but like it's not perfect because again, what scares you might not scare me, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's not a perfect, but it's a pretty good measuring stick if they're getting like heat waves, those heat maps in certain scenes.
Right.
Then, they're on something. So
it's solid. I mean, so we have now this is the list is honestly surprising. Now, I don't know what the 250. I mean, I have it here, but I don't want to go through the whole 250 list. But like, just to give you an idea, starting from number 50, we're talking Weapons, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Oculus, The Grudge, 28 Days Later, Saw X, Long Legs, Lights Out, Immaculate, Evil Dead Rise, Paranormal Activity 2, The Blair Witch Project, It from 2017, The Conjuring. So they went all over the spectrum in terms of like the years the movie came out. I was curious of like what decade they were pulling from, but it seems like they have a pretty solid sample size.
That's good.
So here's the top 10 scariest movies of all time according to this list or this method. Number 10 is Talk to Me, which none of us found scary, so I don't know about that. Number 9 was The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I still haven't seen. 8 and 7 are Smile and Smile 2. I hated those movies. Dusty knows that. Well, actually, Smile 1 almost made me fall out of my chair. Dusty was watching with me. I literally almost fell out of my chair because of one of the jump scares. It got me real good. What were you going to say, Mark?
I thought we liked Smile too. That one was good.
You guys did. I didn't really care for it.
Oh.
It was okay.
Number 6 is Hereditary. Number 5 is The Conjuring. 4 is Insidious. 3 is Skinamarink. And 2 is The Host. Number 1, the scariest movie of all time, according to science, is Sinister. The 2012 Scott Derrickson supernatural horror movie, which has reclaimed its crown on this list. It was on there before. So Sinister is with Ethan Hawke. It's that like he's like a true crime writer, and he starts to investigate the killings of like where kids just like kill their families and then they're caught on video. Yeah. And it was all at the behest of the demon Bagul at the end. It's actually a really good movie. It's a really good horror movie. So according to this, our audience, they said experienced a 34% uplift in heart rate when watching the movie from 64 BPM up to 86 BPM across the movie. So from 64 to 86 was a 34% increase in heart rate. With the film's scariest moments sending hearts pounding to 131 BPM. HRV dropped by 21% among viewers, the second lowest than any film on the list, indicating a perfect balance of startling moments and slow burn scare. Both combined to give Sinister a scare score of 96 out of 100. Sinister had originally been crowned the scariest of all time in our initial 2020 study before losing the top spot to Host in 2021. However, it was Sinister's ability to give our viewers that sinking feeling that edged it back into first place. So, there you have it,
What
Marvin.
is Host?
Think they found any psychopaths in that thing? Somebody whose heart rate just never went above 90 the whole time?
I would imagine so, yeah, probably. I would be that. That'd be me. I'd just be sitting there like, I don't like this movie. They're on it.
I think I've seen this.
It's from the one from 2020, not The Host by Bong Joon-ho. I haven't seen this. Shudder original, though. Found footage.
Wow.
6.5. I'm adding this to my list right now. Get me tracked. Get out of here. Like, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, there you have it, guys. The top 10 scariest movies of all time. What do you think about that list? What do we think?
That's an interesting study. I like the science behind it. I think that's the best way to do it.
It's an interesting study. Like we said,
So this is a group of 250 people?
Yes.
Is that what I understand?
No,
we
200,
don't know.
250 movies that they curate. I don't know what the size of the people
So we
is.
don't know how big the sample test is, or sample size or whatever. We don't know what their age or anything like that. So yeah, it's fascinating, but
yeah.
I don't think that I don't know. I'd like to see the movie list, but
I mean, the movie list is here. I could link it to you.
Okay.
Well, we have the 50, and then how they
do they have the classics on there? Like Jaws
Halloween up there.
Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, The Ring. It seems like they did a pretty good job of like going through each decade and giving like a nice mix of movies. Just as they choose and rate movies, there are easily hundreds of horror movies from all over the world. Easily hundreds. Just literally thousands. Who wrote this article? The new indie horror is being released all the time. Unfortunately, it's not possible to screen every horror movie ever made to our panel. Luckily, this is where our scare list comes into play. The scare list is our list of scariest films taken from critic best of lists, forum and subreddit suggestions. A particular thanks to the R horror community, personal and expert recommendations, and of course your feedback. Here's how the scare list works. Based on previous results, the top 25 movies are locked in and do not get rescreened unless, of course, a new entry is scary enough to bump them out of the top 25. The remainder of the 50, our relegation zone, get rescreened alongside our new entries. Any movie which doesn't make the top 50 is blocked for 12 months, after which they could be voted back in. Our scare list only considers English language horror movies. That's a big thing too, actually. English language, which is fair enough. There's thousands of horror movies out there, but
there's a lot of ones that are the original's better, but they remade it in English.
Yep. But sometimes, as Marvin's about to find out, he's finding out next week. Foreign language horror movies go crazy because they don't give a in other countries. Okay.
Yeah, we already watched Ugly Stepsister. We watched what's the Mexican horror movie we watched?
Oh, that was a good one. It was decent. Yeah.
The ending was terrible, but it was good. When Evil Lurks.
When Evil Lurks. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That was good. But yeah, so there you have it, folks. Top 10. The scariest horror movies of all time based on science. Science doesn't lie.
Science.
Yeah, it's fact. It's science. The scientific. I mean, there's really fewer, but there's no better way to measure something like that than with the methods and tools of science. So there it is. Until a better methodology comes out, this is what we got. But leave a comment down below. What do you think of this top 10? What do you mean you guess?
It's good. It's good. It's a good step.
Folks, Dusty's back. And he's giving us the news once again. He used to do video game journalism, and now he does entertainment news for us and for you. So what do you got for us this week, Dusty?
All right. Well, we got Maggie Kang. She did a BBC interview. She's excited for the potential for more stories in regards to her hit movie K-pop Demon Hunter. You guys watch that one?
I have not, but I heard
someone recommended
storm.
Yeah, it became Netflix's most watched title, dethroning Squid Games. It's got a 325 million views according to their views calculator.
And it's in theaters.
That is. Yeah, they did. They released it in theaters. It did really well. They actually re-released it in theaters as a sing-along, and that did also very well.
You know,
I don't think they released the numbers to box office numbers because they don't have to, I guess, but they did really well.
Nick and his two daughters, his infant son, and his wife are all going as K-pop Demon Hunter characters for Halloween.
I was a little surprised my little girl didn't. She wanted to go as a TV screen or a TV instead. She's going as an old classic tube TV.
I like her style. I like that. That's good.
I'm sure it's
Um,
fine. I'm not into K-pop. I like anime. Yes, K-pop is a whole nother beast.
Well, the
I
Demon
don't know if I'm.
Hunter lore it's like classic Korean lore. There's a bunch of Demon Hunter movies, so
Okay.
this just puts it in the perspective of a kid's, I guess, style. It's kind of like sketch, like because
Yeah.
I might actually put Demon Hunter on to make Marvin watch. It's a good movie.
What were you saying, Marvin? You don't know if what?
I don't know if I'm into his art style either. Just looking at this trailer.
It's funny you brought this up. I had a bookmark on Twitter about K-pop Demon Hunter. The Netflix is going to be teaming up with AMC. The theater chain decided it's going to show K-pop Demon Hunters on 400 screens during Halloween, with discussions ongoing on other theatrical opportunities.
What?
Yeah.
400 screens.
They're just going to keep pumping into theaters if they can make money off of it.
That's
but
true.
this is really one of the things that I thought was most notable about this interview that Maggie did. They asked her about the sequel, which she said she was excited for, but they asked her about a live action version, to which she said there's so many elements of the tone and the comedy that are so suited for animation. It's really hard to imagine these characters in a live action world. It would feel too grounded. So totally it wouldn't work for me.
That's not true.
Why not? What do you mean? I think that's a great philosophy to have. Like, there are some things that you can do in animation that you cannot do
Absolutely.
IRL.
But look at James Gunn's movies. Would you call those grounded? I wouldn't. They're very comic booky and they work.
Sure, but this is like saying that the live action version of Lion King is actually live action when it's just CGI
is that what she's,
tigers.
But yeah, but is that what she's talking about though?
We're talking about K-pop Demon Hunter where there's demons and shit. So you can't, it's not just like you've got real people. I mean, again, the Demon Hunter stuff is great. The movie I'm thinking of in particular uses a lot of
I don't know anything about K-pop Demon Hunters, to be fair, so I could be talking out of my ass, but I feel like depending on the creative vision, like it doesn't have to be grounded just because there's real actors playing characters, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I just thought it was fresh, breath of fresh air that somebody said, no, we don't need to make a live action version of this just for the money.
No, in that sense, you're absolutely right. Yes, that is a breath of fresh air because that's like the next step for a lot of these. Like, oh, this animation did great. Make it live action. For sure. Totally agree.
Okay.
While we're on the topic of Netflix, we got some official announcements about the 5th and final season of Stranger Things. Marvin's pissed. Marvin is pissed.
Every episode is a movie, guys. Isn't that great?
So apparently, this is split up in 2 parts. First part is in November. Second part is in December. Episode 1 is 1 hour and 8 minutes long. Episode 2, 54 minutes. Episode 3, 1 hour and 6 minutes. Episode 4, 1 hour and 24 minutes. And
episode 4, that's where I draw the line. 1 hour and 24 minutes is ridiculous for an episode.
The Duffer Brothers confirmed that the series finale is 2 hours long. It will explain what the upside down is. This is a complete story.
We don't fucking care that much. Jesus Christ. 2 hours?
You're like so anti-time. It's crazy.
Anti-time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you...
Bro, I mean, I can watch 2 episodes of X-Files in 2 hours.
Marvin,
2, maybe 3.
I'm about to school your ass right now. I'm about to lay the smackdown on you. Your favorite movie's 3 hours, Marvin. You don't got a problem with that.
Yeah, and it's great. It's fucking great. Fantastic.
But
if it's done right,
but it's also a movie.
Yeah, but
that's a movie. Keyword.
Yeah, but
the Sherlock series are bangers, and those are like each season is like 1 or 3 1.5 hour movies.
Luther was the same way.
It's great storytelling.
British TV, they don't stick to times at all. One episode could be a half hour. One episode could be 2 hours.
Instead of like some of these Marvel character movies we get that are like 1.5 hours, 2.5 hours long, make like 3 Marvel short presentations that are 1 hour long.
Here's the thing.
Trip them out.
Your criticism of this, Marvin, is coming from a place of binge watching. You want to binge watch. This isn't being made to binge watch. This isn't being made to sit there and watch one after the other. This is made to like take it in, enjoy it, watch the next one whenever you can, I think. And
that's doesn't even line up with Netflix's philosophy.
I know. That's
though.
why I actually think this is great, because they're not capitulating to Netflix's philosophy. They're just making, they want to just tell their story and end it well. I think that's the way I kind of take it.
Yep.
But, that's fair. You're going to watch it, Marvin, and you're going to like it.
I probably will like it, but I'm not going to like it. You know what I'm saying?
He's going to 2x speed it. We know. We know.
Oh, yeah.
A little 2X.
Yeah. As you know, the Punisher special, whatever the they call it, presentation is coming out soon. I'm excited for it.
Ooh.
Love Punisher. Love John Bernthal as the Punisher. I think he's great. Possibly one of the best castings in the entirety of the MCU. Brad Winterbaum says the Punisher special
Chris
is...
Evans.
Chris Evans is very good. I would say the best casting, though, is for sure RDJ.
Bernthal?
No, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, RDJ. Okay.
He is Tony Stark in real life. It's crazy.
See, we're making a list now.
Yeah.
We're going to be one of those controversial lists.
Chris Evans is good, too, for sure. I mean,
he is.
To their credit, they've done a very good job casting most of those characters.
What are we talking about? The best casted character in Marvel?
Yeah.
From the MCU, yeah.
I said I said John Bernthal
Chris
as
Evans,
Punisher is one of the best in my
Bernthal
opinion.
as Punisher, Chris Evans as Captain America, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man are probably the top three.
Yeah.
So MCU only, not just Marvel in general.
Yes. Well, yeah. Yeah.
Because I would say Wesley as Blade is...
Wesley as Blade was good, too.
3.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I would say. But, yeah.
Stretches it out to Marvel, not MCU.
Hey.
Yeah, I was specifically talking MCU, but that I would agree. If you go in Marvel, definitely.
Yeah, I would agree. And if we're doing that, then Thomas Jane was also a good Punisher, I thought.
He was absolutely a great Punisher.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that version of Punisher.
The movie's a little underrated. It's fun to watch.
It is underrated. And there was a fan-made film on YouTube that's like 10 minutes long that's a sequel to that movie with Thomas Jane. They got him to come back. It's called Dirty Laundry, and it's about him just doing his laundry in like a laundromat, and there's some shit that goes on outside that, Frank Castle.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's very good. But yeah, Brad Winterbaum says the Punisher special is, quote, really emotional and wild. We're in editorial now, written by John Bernthal and Ray Green, our director, shot by Robert Elswit, Oscar-winning DP, beautiful piece, and incredibly acted by John. So we're going to be, if there's any truth to this, we're going to be in store. There's a really great piece of Punisher material that we're in store for. So
rated R, I'm sure.
I think so. Yep. Apparently it's very brutal too. They're saying it's like very
Hopefully.
Apparently it's more brutal than like he's even been in the shows. So
what?
Yeah.
Damn.
Disney's giving no fuck now. All right, what else you got for us, Dusty?
Well, we got a little quick piece of news here.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, this is cool.
The king, no, not this one. The king of twists, our boy M. Night. Did I not put this one on? M. Night Shyamalan is back.
Oh,
He's
boy.
back.
This time with a series about a magic 8-ball. This Instagram
I saw this
link.
Yeah.
No real details, just that his buddy wrote the script, and they are making a series about a magic 8-ball where you shake it and something happens, and it's going to be twisty and turny. M. Night Shyamalan.
That could be fun. Yeah.
You guys didn't watch his last movie. That was the unless he's made another one, the Knock at the Cabin Door. Wasn't that with
I don't think,
Batista?
didn't he have that other one with the one about the concert? Isn't that one more recent? Or no?
that was him. Yeah.
Knock at the
I
Cabin.
watched that one.
Knock at the Cabin was him. Didn't see that. That was the
no, he had the
Batista one.
concert movie with
Mm-hmm.
the vampire guy, Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett.
What is that movie called?
That was
He was a serial
Trap,
killer at a show
right
with
there.
his daughter.
Trap. Yep, 5.8.
That was good. It was a good. Watch.
Both actually. I thought. I mean, he might be on this. He might be on the come up or the comeback, I guess, because people got a little tired of his antics. But
his antics.
he's made it.
His antics.
He is just too predictably unpredictable.
Yeah.
But he's made some decent films now. They're worth watching. So
The last movie I
interesting.
saw of his was.
But this is a series, though, so I'm not sure. About a magic 8-ball?
I
Come
still
on.
haven't seen Glass.
That's got to be a hit, bro. I actually haven't seen Glass yet either.
But to be honest, The Visit is one of probably my favorite horror movies in the
I
last
still haven't seen The
10
Visit
years or
with
so. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
the grandma puts the guy, or she's trying to put the kid in the stove.
Oh,
That's The
Yeah.
Visit. Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't seen that one.
Mm-hmm.
Couple crazy grandparents. Yep.
That trailer was like, that was a crazy seeing that trailer for the first
Yeah.
time. When she said that, I was like, oh my God.
I think he makes good movies, but like Dusty said, I think he became a victim of his own shtick.
He did.
Which I don't
He
even
was
think
like hunting for the twist. Like it was the
I mean,
whole-
I don't know how to ruin. Like you haven't
Yeah.
seen
The Village.
not The Village.
Is that what it is?
What's his first movie?
Well, I don't know.
first movie.
Yeah, the one that with Bruce Willis. The fuck
I
Sixth
see
Sense.
dead people.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense.
you haven't seen that, right, Marvin?
I mean, like,
No.
not really.
Yeah.
Definitely not
You-
as an adult.
You'd know if you saw it.
Yeah, you know. I guess we can't ruin it.
It's a
for him.
banger, though. I know that.
It is a
Yeah.
banger, and
It's-
it has like a really crazy twist, and it just became his whole career after that point. Every
Like,
movie after
how
that was
could I
yeah.
draw
for the
these people
twist.
along on this string, and then at the end, nope.
Well, because
That
people,
wasn't it, guys.
because people
That wasn't
expected
it.
it. People expected it after that because it became his thing. It became the thing he was known for. So he has to insert it into everything.
So he does the twist, and he does the twist of the twist, and then
Yeah.
he twists the twist again, and
I
he
remember-
just, he
That's
just
annoying.
got a little too twisty, Marvin, and then he lost.
Yeah, that's
he
annoying.
lost favor.
when The Village came out, you haven't seen The Village, right, Marvin?
Nah.
It's about this old village, like in Puritan times or whatever, and they're dealing with some weird shit in the woods. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to see that in theaters originally with my buddies, we sat our asses in the chair, took my first bite of popcorn, credits start coming, opening credits, and I'm like, I bet you this movie's set in present day. And that was the twist at the end of the movie. They were like, you looked it up beforehand. I was like, no, I didn't. And this was like before social media and like everything. So it's like, it just became so predictable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Well, a Magic 8 Ball movie, that could be cool.
It's a series,
Could be.
actually.
Series.
I
Oh,
believe.
series, okay.
Yeah, not a. That's what I'm saying. It's a show about an 8-ball.
That could be
So-
interesting.
All right. Okay, well, now we're on the next piece, though. Jim Carrey,
Yeah.
also resurrecting his career a little bit. He's in talks to star in a live-action Jetsons movie.
Ooh, yes. yes.
Colin Trevorrow, yeah, who rebooted Jurassic
Scumbag.
Park into Jurassic World, Dan's favorite guy.
He's a
And
piece
Joe
of shit.
Epstein, they're in talks to pen the script. I don't know if you ever seen the Jetsons, Marvin, George,
Oh, yeah.
and Jane Jetson, their kids,
He's not from
Judy and
fucking
Elroy, Dog Astro, and the
Mars.
robot maid Rosie. This show initially ran from 62 to 63 before it was revived in 85 for 51 more episodes, which was my generation. It was the
Yeah.
first show ABC ever broadcast in color, and it's early days on the project. Well, it's early days on this project, so no details are really in place other than Jim Carrey is in talks and Colin Trevorrow and Joe Epstein are in talks to write it. What do you got to say about that, Dan?
I'm into it. I don't know. I like the Jetsons. They're cool. They've been underutilized in this modern age of remakes and reboots and stuff. So,
Yeah, this is one where
and I like Jim Carrey.
it's an
Obviously.
animation style that, like, I don't think my problem with animation to live action is usually the movies. Like, if there was a classic cartoon that you could read, like the Flintstones with Dan was a great movie.
Yeah, but Jim Carrey's already done these. So like, he did what, Cat in the Hat, and he did The Grinch, and like
he was
they were very
Robotnik
good.
for Sonic.
Yeah, Robotnik.
Yeah.
So he's
Dude,
like,
such a good Grinch.
yeah,
Oh my God.
he's like the king of
Yeah.
that. So if anybody can pull it off, it's him.
Yeah. I hope they just twist the intro and make it. They got to do it justice because that's a great intro.
Yeah.
It's a good-
Yeah, this could be cool. I'd be into this.
Yeah, I'm interested. Good project coming up. All right. Well, you got anything else before I move on to the segue news? Okay.
Nope, hit us.
This is one I've been holding on to for a little bit. It's in my pocket. I almost reported on it because the actors involved. But Grave Encounters reboot. We're getting one. Grave Encounters. I don't know if you've seen this one, Marvin. This is a 2011 found footage horror film. It was co-written and directed by Colin Minahan and Stuart Ortiz. this project has Justin Long and Kate Bosworth set to star, which is why it's been on my radar for a little bit. Justin Long, the King of Scream. The original film followed the doomed crew of a ghost hunting reality show when they stumble across real terror in an abandoned mental hospital.
I've never
The
seen
new
this.
film aims to, quote, modernize the concept into a cinematic experience, heightening the dread, claustrophobia, and psychological terror that made the original a fan favorite. So yeah,
Interesting.
There
yeah.
was a
Stuart
sequel.
Ortiz and Colin Minahan did also, made a sequel. They said, we made Grave Encounters in our 20s on a self-financed shoestring budget, and it scared the hell out of people. Justin has defined genre cinema for over a decade and is the definitive Scream King. He's the perfect choice to reimagine Grave Encounters for a new generation. So production begins next year. So this might be one that we may want to watch the original maybe next Halloween or sometime along the way. And make Marvin watch.
Maybe.
Makes sense.
Watch his first one because he's involved in the reboot of it. That's kind of, I don't know if you really see that too often where the creator is so involved in the original and the remake, but
Not super often, no.
so yeah, and he's the one that brought us this movie we're about to talk about, Strange Harvest. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting.
found footage films is right in his wheelhouse, I guess.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen
I wonder.
go ahead.
I just wonder how they'll modernize it, because if the other one's like found footage, ghost hunting style, he talks about making it like a cinematic experience.
Probably
I don't know
just
how that's going to
modern.
mesh.
Modern tech.
Okay.
Or maybe something more similar to Strange Harvest.
This-
I think
yeah.
most things are overshadowed back then by like the Blair Witch Project, which
Yeah.
was the found footage movie.
Right. Like invented found
So-
footage, really.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well, that's cool.
Okay.
Thank you for
Yeah.
the news, Dusty. Appreciate
No
you.
problem.
Glad to have you back on the news desk.
Glad my internet's working.
Yeah, I bet. But let's get into this week's review, and that is of the film Strange Harvest. We've been talking a lot lately about how horror's shifted into a more trauma and drama-based type of storytelling, drama horror, and how most modern horror movies don't really scare us anymore. Strange
Right.
Harvest, a little different. It starts off like a just random true crime doc and then slowly turns into something that's pretty real feeling, in my opinion. Now, I'm not talking about like jump scares and like gore and terrifier, gratuitous just slow, uneasy feeling that kind of sticks with you afterwards. And I actually haven't felt that in a really, really long time, which I've vocalized. And this movie reignited that in me, and I'm excited to talk about it. So this was made by, as you said, Stuart Ortiz. Apparently he's been in the found footage horror movie game for a little bit now.
Decade now plus, yeah.
This is a mockumentary that it takes found footage and kind of flips it on its head. I've never seen anything done like this before personally. I thought when I watched the trailer, it was just a regular found footage movie. In fact, the trailer shows the girl on her webcam, that part, and I thought it was like going to be webcam based, which was like, oh, this could be kind of cool.
That was only just a small part, yeah.
Yeah, but it turns out this is a mockumentary, and it's shot like a true crime doc that you would find on Netflix or HBO or whatever. It's a very, very common format that is so popular these days, especially with white people.
Love it.
Yeah, white chicks especially. They love true crime. And this movie,
I thought this was the
Tell me
wrong. I
about
thought
it.
I had to re-look up the name. I'm like, am I watching the right thing? Similar to Ugly Stepsister with the subtitle or with the language thing. I was like, am I watching the right thing?
That's
but
funny.
Turns out I was. Yeah.
This is set in Southern California's Inland Empire region. Like I said, it uses that true crime documentary style. It's to a T. You got interviews, you get crime scene photos, news footage, all to tell the fictional story of an investigation of a serial killer dubbed Mr. Shiny. And honestly, this movie did what most modern horror movies have not done to me in years, and that is gotten under my skin. It felt believable. It was disturbing, and I thought it was super effective without ever really needing to jump scare or use cheap tricks or anything like that. So, out of the gate, I'm just going to tell you, I loved this movie. Let's start with Dusty because he looks miserable.
No,
I'm kidding.
There's some aspects about this movie that I absolutely loved. Shout out to the special effects crew. They did an amazing job of like the video, I guess, interference or issues that they had where every time they saw him on film when he was doing the demon spells, like that stuff was amazing. Yeah, they were like, just corrupted, so we couldn't watch it. But you can kind of see they're trying to like twist it in, and like that was great.
Yeah.
The problem that I had with this film was the cops, and they took me out of it every time they opened their mouth. And I don't know if it was a mixture of writing and acting. But I loved everything else about this movie. But those two cops that were like the central point of like telling the story.
Yeah.
It was just a little too many cliche statements, and it just they took me like I felt like, and I'm not a person who really likes these. Like shout out to Sean, my old roommate. He loves true crime docs. Watched them all the time. I never really watched them with him. Christina loves true crime docs. She watches them all the time. I don't really watch them with her. So when I first started watching the movies, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hate this movie. But I actually liked like the story about the killer. Like this is what true crimes want to be. They want this video evidence, this story that they can tell. This is it's pretty clever. But again, the cops, they took me out of it a lot when they said it. Like some of the things they said or how they said it, I was just like, okay, now I know I'm watching a movie and not a documentary about a real crime.
Dude, it's so funny.
That's my biggest complaint.
I'm almost like the exact same as Dusty with the cops. Like every time the lady would speak and say something, I was expecting it to do like The Office, like zoom in on her face and she's like looks into the camera and smile. It was so bad at some points. I also don't really like true crime stuff. So I was like, oh God, this is going to be one of those. But they did it really well. I think they get an A for effort. Like the storytelling was good. They had the same exact format where they're like interviewing the people and like getting all the backstory and key witnesses and people related to them. And like it was all done really well. I'm just not a fan of true crime stuff. So that's probably where it is not the best watch for me.
You guys are talking about the lead actors, Peter Zizzo and Terry Apple. They play Detective Joe Kirby and Detective Lexi Taylor. They're the two lead investigators that are basically telling us the story throughout the movie. Now, I don't disagree with you guys. I think it's more of a writing thing than an acting thing. However, I did feel those interviews felt like pretty real to me because a lot of the times when
besides the cops,
no, they did too, and because like they. I don't know. They feel like weird and uncomfortable, and like there's awkward pauses, and like I put it in the notes. Like it is amateurly framed. They have like this restrained emotion when they're talking. It looks like they're acting for sure. It looks like bad acting, but every time that happened or popped into my head, I was like, well, because I do watch a lot of true crime docs. I love true crime docs. I watch them all. I watch all the HBO ones. I watch the Netflix ones. I watch the Unsolved Mysteries revival. Like this is the shit you get because they take these cops and they put them on screen. They're not actors or anything. They're not like
these felt like actors instead of
they felt like they were trying
detectives talking on camera. Yeah.
A little bit.
You can tell when a cop's talking versus somebody's trying to act like it wasn't even just the main two. It was all the cop. The other guy that was in the wheelchair, like at one point he was like, man, I knew I should have stayed at the car.
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, it should have been me. It's like, which one is it? Should you have been the hero that died, or should you stayed at the car? I don't know what I'm talking about.
There was a little bit of that. I do agree with you, but most of the time when it happened,
But that was the writing, I guess. But some of it was the overacting of the cop. Like,
when it did occur, I was mostly like, whatever. I dismissed it as like, because it's just regular. They're supposed to be regular people that have a camera in their face, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of dismissed it as that. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. There was a lot of awkward stuff and like maybe a little bit not overacting, but like
cheesy,
forceful acting.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to like take me out of it, because the overall experience for me, I was like, I don't know about you guys, I was like gripped by this movie. I thought they did like such a really good job telling this story in a compelling way, because this could have been, right? Think about it. This could have been this story of a serial killer who's worshiping some god from Ghostbusters or whatever.
Leech god.
That was a cool lore. I like the lore.
This could have been a regular standard movie like Seven, like the first season of True Detective, which he was inspired by. This could have been like
any serial killer chasing movie.
Zodiac.
Standard. Zodiac, yeah.
But the fact that it was framed as a true crime doc,
that's where they get the points for me.
Like,
that's where
it made it so compelling. And I was like literally like, oh, I was like locked in. Like, what's going to happen next?
I saw that it was fictional, but I was like, okay, did they get inspiration? I looked it up, like, is Mr. Shiny real? I was like, is he real? I was like, no, he's not even real. I was like, damn, they killed this. I thought it was at least based on a true
first thing I did
story or something.
Yeah, first thing I did was looked up if this was based on a true story. So like, you don't get more effective than that. Dusty, you mentioned the visuals. Forget like the glitchiness and stuff like that. That was all cool too, to do a little bit of extra like zhuzhing. But the crime scene photos of the multiple corpses, stuff like that, was
the dude hanging in the park on the swing.
A lot of that stuff was a little bit more movie-ish, because
that was definitely movie-ish.
They wouldn't show that type of stuff on a true crime doc. It's too brutal and stuff.
even with all the videos and stuff, they wouldn't show that stuff.
Yeah,
but that was for
stabbing
the movie.
the dude.
But what it reminded, they wouldn't show none of that. But what it reminded me of was remember I talked about the incredible marketing for Longlegs, where they released
with that type
like
of,
the fake journalism and stuff that was investigating the murders over the years. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of that, and it was really cool.
Yeah,
and it made me feel like this was real. It just all felt very real to me. I don't know.
They pulled from a lot of good bags, like with the webcam stuff, like you said, the found footage, the photos,
and the fact that it spanned decades. Like the killing started in the 90s, like it had this extra air of like creepiness to it. That
because he's just chilling out there and then he comes back. Yeah.
Right. I did think it was funny though that they did show all these murders, like in like the most brutal murders you've ever seen in your life. They like fully show them. They show people getting killed on screen without any like type of blurring. But the one thing they blacked out was the dead dog. They like covered it up with a black box. You can't show that. You can show dead children, because they did show a lot of dead children in this, but they can't show the dead dog. That was pretty funny to me. But yeah, no, I think all that stuff, the footage, the news reports, the interviews, I think you just nailed it.
Yeah, the interview, especially like when he goes like to overseas or wherever he went to get all this crazy witchcraft stuff, and then they're interviewing the guy that had the book that he tried to buy. Like, it was good.
So when this starts out, they're introducing us to, so we get the modern murder that triggers the investigation, right? It's the murder of the family, to a mom, dad, and the daughter. They're tied up in a praying formation at their table with feet in buckets, and they're being bled out to death. And there's a symbol painted in blood on the ceiling. And the detective is like, oh, when I saw that symbol, I knew. And then it takes us back to the 90s, to the original killings in the 90s. So serial killer. The early mystery was especially creepy because the killer's identity is unknown, right?
Right.
And
and his killings were way different. Like
they were a little bit different. Like he was experimenting with how
he
to do it.
bludgeoned one, and then he
Mhm.
it was weird.
And that builds a lot of unease, the unknown factor, right? And it reminds you of things like, you know, the Zodiac killer and these people in real life. And I was wondering if they were going to reveal his identity like a true crime doc would. Most true crime docs happen after the fact when it's solved and like whatever. And I thought that when they did reveal who the killer was, like his actual identity, I thought it was going to like lessen the mystique. But instead, the movie introduces a whole new concept to it that they hadn't really built towards yet. They did a little bit with the symbolism and occult stuff, but then it takes a whole new turn where you find out that like there actually is probably some element of paranormal going on here, right?
Yeah.
And that element, at first, I was like, you lost me. Like you lost me a little bit, but surprisingly, it didn't. It actually helped to sustain the creep factor, at least for me. What did you guys think about the paranormal stuff?
I thought it was a great addition. It wasn't. It wasn't like introduced too early. So, like you said, it kept it going.
Mm-hmm.
Like you knew he was into some weird, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Ever confirmed if anything was happening yet with
right
until like the very end. So yeah, I thought it was good.
Even that I don't think confirms it, but it heavily implies it. What are you saying,
Heavily,
Dusty?
yeah.
Well, I mean, it kind of confirms it because you see the shit in the sky. But I think obviously when you hear them talk about what he's doing, he has a mission. Now you don't usually you just chalk that up to crazy psychopath who believes in some weird shit that's not true.
Right.
But he still has like these rules and this mission that he's on, that he's following. So yeah, I don't know. That's another, the cop, the lady cop who was like, oh, he's even taking care of this baby, like out of all this stuff, like
the paternal. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's got a mission. Obviously, you've been tracking this guy for how long? You know, he's not a random like sidewalk killer. He's trying to do some shit.
I think what the paranormal, what was more interesting than the paranormal thing was like how much information it seems that this guy had about this witchcraft stuff. Because even the guy that was like all into the witchcraft books, he had like Nazi witchcraft books in the background on his bookshelf and all this shit. And
he had NSA dossiers on his victims too. That was kind of weird.
Well, there's people like the guy you're talking about. He's like a historian. There are people that are like, you know, they're studied in the occult, like.
Right. But even he didn't know about some of the names that the guy was saying, like the Kabbalion or whatever he kept referring to. He was like, I've never heard that before.
So, yeah. So, Dusty, did you like the paranormal aspect to it or not so much?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I did.
It wasn't forced. Like, it wasn't even the main, like, fear.
No, not at all. Even
the guy himself was way more scary than...
Even once they revealed it.
Even once he revealed it, yeah.
Yeah. What basically I took away from the paranormal thing is they tell you he at some point after like in his 20s or whatever, he likes to go hiking. He found his way into a cave. He was drawn in by red eyes or whatever. He explained he smelled the barbecue, Very Pennywise-esque, because when kids get captured by Pennywise, they smell the smells of the circus and they hear the sounds of the circus, and Pennywise kind of disarms his victims and lures them in. The way I took it was this demon or whatever the fuck he's trying to resurrect and bring about the return of sort of kind of like, you know, got into his psyche a little bit and is sort of controlling him. What was the name of the demon that...
It was Kabbalion, right?
No, not Caliban, the other one.
Oh, Caliban. Oh, I don't know.
Hang on one second. Let me look this up because I had a point. I forgot to put it in my What is his name? There's like something with a B.
Yeah. What was that? I cannot remember.
I found it. Asragor.
Oh,
You back,
so
Dusty?
not a B.
No, not a B at all.
Asragor.
Here he goes. So it's Asragor, right? Which I looked up. I looked up because this again was so believable to me and so well done and so well researched. I thought that I was like, this got to be some stuff that's actually true. Well, Asragor is actually a character in a game series from I don't know. I the only game that I know that I'm familiar with the name is Grim Dawn, but apparently the world of Eldora. I don't know. In this series, I don't know what the world of Eldora is. It's like an epic. It's like an epic fantasy or something. There's a character in it named Asragor, and Asragor is a blood tyrant, and he's one of the most feared and ancient of the Void Lord, the demonic deity embodying bloodlust and ceaseless war. In hushed tones, mortals invoke his name as a bringer of endless carnage and ruin. Asragor's presence stirs a primal desire for violence in those who follow him, granting strength to conquer and destroy. His followers, known as Bloodbound, believe that through shedding blood, they are granted Asragor's unholy favor. Sounds very close to the
very
rantings.
leech-like.
Yeah, it sounds very close to the rantings of this character in the movie who's the serial killer.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's just some made-up demon. He's trying to bring about this demon's return or whatever, clearly through the baby that he kidnaps and all this stuff.
And Caliban, the guy, the historian guy, mentioned that was from Shakespeare.
There's a character in Shakespeare.
I don't know the relevance there.
But I don't remember where I was going with this. I got off a little bit of a track. But when I said the paranormal stuff was implied, like the end thing, yeah, they show this like celestial event, but it could just be like a celestial event that happened like randomly. You don't really know, and that's kind of like the way the cops are about it. They're like, we don't know what happened. But I got the sense that, yeah, he found this cave, he was spoken to by this demon or whatever, and it got in his head. I don't know if you guys watched through the credits, but there is a post-credit scene of the cop, Detective Joe Kirby, and he's on his cell phone and he's walking through the desert. He's trying to find the cave that the killer
that's cool.
went into. So it kind of hints that like maybe he'll become corrupted or whatever. The director and writer Stuart Ortiz.
Because they mentioned too that there were other killings similar to, but they weren't sure if they were accomplices or what the origin of those killings were. So other people are killing in the same manner.
They make it a point. Yes.
He dies. So yeah.
And the director said that the potential for possibly more movies in this world sort of
expanding the lore
could happen, which would be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
but
done right.
But yeah, I thought what this movie does that worked so well, I thought was just how deeply it committed to the bit, right? Like it all just feels real and plausible. Even without the paranormal stuff, there have been killers in history who were for sure into the occult and thought they were bringing about the resurrection of a demon or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And so,
their conviction is the scary part.
Correct.
For sure.
It was very, very plausible to me. He did, and to his credit, a lot of research seemed to have gone into this. The local specificity of California, Dusty can maybe speak to it better than we can because I'm not from there, and he lives there. But like, it just felt real. The best way I could put it, like everything felt real.
Yeah. I mean, it's SoCal, but yeah, it was pretty accurate.
It was great because they also had the cool progression of figuring out more about it. So it still had those elements to it of like how they're actually getting more information and evidence about this guy.
Even
like they're getting information from homeless people, like security guards. Because the security guard, is the guy that got butterfly winged.
He got hard. Even the celestial event on May 13th, 2011 is a real thing that happened. There was a planetary alignment on May 13th, 2011, not in the shape of a triangle, of course, but there was a planetary alignment that is rare and happens every so often. And so like the guy did like some pretty decent research to like make this feel real. What were you
got a
say,
Sagan
Dustin?
shout out in the movie.
I did get a Sagan shout out, yeah.
Oh, there was? I missed it. What was it?
When they were
Eat your heart out, Carl Sagan, when they were looking at the calendar.
The detective's like, this
Or
guy's...
the celestial map.
The detective's like, this guy's so into space. Look at all this. And she's like, Carl Sagan, eat your heart out. But yeah, I think the brilliance of this movie is how it weaponizes things that are familiar, right? Like the true crime language, the procedural editing, the journalistic tone.
Right.
And it turns us, the audience, into investigators. Like every time they put one of his letters on screen, I paused it to read the whole thing. I was looking for fucking clues. Like I like that's what you do when you watch true crime, and like it really just like locked me in.
Yeah, it kind of makes it easier too for the director because it's already a well-known format that these shows are in. So it's like he doesn't have to do much for that part of it. Like there's still obviously direction that goes into it, but you already have the format there. You just kind of follow it.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you guys did this, but like I was Googling, like I was like, oh, Asragor or Caliban. I was like looking into this, looking into pottery or whatever, Italian pottery. I was trying to like, I looked up I was like, was there really an alignment on May 13, 2011? Like, so like it made me get involved and like I wasn't just watching it anymore. Like I was trying to like figure it out, even though it wasn't really happening. It's just, I don't know, little small verifiable details like that just helped so much. It was really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know. This might be one of the most convincing found footage horror movies in years, maybe since Blair Witch Project, honestly. Blair Witch probably like, I don't know if it invented it, but it certainly popularized the found footage genre. And it is an effective form of storytelling, especially in the horror genre, because there is an air of mystery to it, especially the way Blair Witch did it. I don't know if you were old enough to remember really the marketing for that movie, Marvin, but like they did some guerrilla marketing where they convinced the public that like they actually died. Like they legitimately convinced the public that was real. And like this movie was released to the public. Like we found this.
This is like, yeah.
They didn't know that people were alive until like they showed up at the award show, or it was like an MTV Awards or something like that. And
that's crazy.
Then people were like, oh, this is actually just like a movie. So like, I don't know, I hadn't really experienced something like that in a while. And like, I don't know, this isn't like super well known, and I'm sure people aren't like, I don't think this is like really making the rounds like that, but still it had that kind of similar effect to me.
It's so unique in that found footage space that this is like an immediate standout for me.
Yeah, and also, you guys had kind of pushed back on me, and some people in the comments did too, to be fair, about what I was saying with like how modern horrors leans too heavily on like trauma-based stuff. And that's totally fair. Dusty made a good point that maybe it's not exactly like a trend, it's just kind of where, and you said the same thing, it's just maybe where the
right now
the genre is right now. But this was like more of the thing that I was talking about, like just something that doesn't need to rely on jump scares or monsters. It doesn't have to rely on like this deep trauma exploration or something like that. It's just a story about a killer, essentially, is what it is. And
they go into the trauma in the sequel. What made them do what they did? That's maybe how they get you.
Yeah, the sequel will be his like deep child abuse that got him captured by the demon anyway, and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's rare for a movie to do this sort of thing, and like again, I opened the conversation saying this movie actually like scared me. I'm not saying that like I'm gonna lose sleep over this movie. I wasn't like cowering in fear when I watched it, but I will tell you what, I took my dog out at like 3:30 in the morning after watching this movie. And I was creeped the fuck out in my backyard. It was dark. It was quiet out. And that means that this movie was effective. And I haven't felt that in a very long time. In fact, the last time I did feel that was when I first watched Zodiac. for the very first time. Now, that movie is based on a real killer who was never caught. And I remember I went outside, I smoked a cigarette, and I was sitting outside, and I was like, it was not late, and it was quiet, and I was like, this motherfucker is still out there somewhere. He could be next door right now. That is so viscerally creepy. And that's why, as I've said many, many times, I don't shut up about it. That's why Halloween is my favorite horror movie. That's why Black Christmas is one of my favorite horror movies. That's why Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favorite horror movies. That's why those movies are so effective and everlasting, because they weaponize reality, right?
Yeah.
Anybody could put on a mask and start stalking you and kill your friends on Halloween night. There could be a hillbilly family somewhere that eats bodies and chops people up in their house. Like,
the motive is irrelevant. The violence is real.
Exactly. And the horror is real because there, evil is real in the sense that there are people that do bad things.
Oh yeah.
That normal people can't fully understand. That is true horror, not like Satan and all this fake bullshit that we tell ourselves. So yeah, I overall, I thought this movie was fantastic. If that wasn't clear, I loved it. I thought everything about it was great.
Yep. I think, like I said, I think they did everything right. I'm not a fan of true crime stuff, so
that's fair.
It takes a little hit just personally there for me, but execution wise and plot wise, acting besides those two cops was pretty good.
Besides those two cops, Dusty,
no, they were good. It was just moments where it was like,
no, for sure, I agree.
That
with
was
you.
bad.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good film. I would recommend it to people, especially people who like true crime stuff. I would definitely recommend it. But there were some things that took me out of it. Like I said, it was partially the dialogue, but partially the way the dialogue was executed. So
did you guys?
I don't know if I give it I don't know how much of a bump, if anything. Like, it's kind of worth it, but maybe not. I don't know, but definitely recommend.
Did you guys find it creepy the way I did, or not really?
It wasn't, because he dies, so it's some closure there for me.
Yeah,
like it's not the same as like Memories of Murder or any of those where it's like, oh, he's still out there, So it's a little different there.
But just the idea that somebody like him could exist.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
for sure,
and probably does.
Extremely creepy.
There were times when like he would do something that was like, oh, that's kind of creepy, and then there were times where he'd do things like that feels kind of forced. Like the way he'd look at the camera sometimes, like I don't know. Yeah,
well, that was like him taunting the cop, like the webcam footage and stuff. I think he was taunting the cops because when he was actually trying to be, by that point they were already like super onto him. I feel like when he was still trying to be sneaky, he was like not doing the type of weird shit. Like when he was in the hospital, right? He's not like looking at the fucking camera. He's just trying to blend in.
Yeah.
And that's scary in itself because he was like walking right by them.
The movie ends with a little blurb about how like active serial killers there are. And I looked it up because I was curious if that was true, like other stuff. So estimates for active serial killers in the US vary, but the FBI suggests between 25 and 50 at any given time. While some other research,
we need Dexter, bro.
While some other research provides higher figures, such as one from 2018 suggesting up to 2,000. The actual number is difficult to determine because most active serial killers are unknown and uncaptured, and many go through long inactive cooling off periods between murders. So even if we take it at the bare minimum, 25 to 50, that's still a hell of a lot of serial killers to just be existing at any given time, right?
Walking around, yeah.
And there was one that was caught not 10 minutes from me, who lived 10 minutes away from me within the last year, the Gilgo Beach killer here on Long Island. So like, that's the scary part of something like this.
Yeah.
Final thing I'll close with is I did have one dusty gripe. You guys aired your dusty gripes about the acting and stuff. What you just talked about was my only gripe with this movie, is that I found it I thought it was a little bit silly, and I wish they would have done it a little bit differently, that he entered a hospital like Agent 47 from Hitman and changed outfits and walked past the two lead detectives who have been like feverishly investigating this guy for like their whole careers. I find that a little bit difficult
then
to buy that they would just he would just walk past them and they wouldn't even recognize him.
And you hear their cheesy ass dialogue as he's walking by. I'm like,
Yeah.
definitely didn't have to play that clip.
I think that maybe could have been done a little bit better. Maybe just not at all done like that. I don't know, but
maybe
small gripe for an overall pretty strong movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yep.
Any final thoughts from you guys?
Fantastic watch. What a shot.
Good watch.
Yeah, I was really surprised by it. Highly recommend. It's got some pretty good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and on IMDb. It's sitting at a 6.4. I would bump this up. Honestly, I don't think there's really that much wrong with it. I would give this an 8.
I actually would give this an 8 too. If I was into this genre though, I would give it higher. If I was in the true crime stuff, I would give it higher.
Only reason I didn't give it a 9 is because, like I said, there are a couple of things where it's a little rough around the edges, so whatever. And I probably won't rewatch this ever. It doesn't have like those types of moments for me. Maybe I would if I recommended it to somebody. Oh, you want to watch this? But
I could watch it with someone again for sure.
I don't think I would on my own be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to fire up Strange Harvest. So
nah.
Yeah. I can't give it a bump. I mean, I guess I do have to give it a bump. I'd have to give it a 6.5 from 6.4. But
so you're in the same area.
I can't give it a 7.
Okay.
It's not.
But
it's almost there. Yeah, absolutely. Again, I would recommend it, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that's a true crime documentary. But I had my problems with it. It's still good.
Also, a little final thought: the scene with the internet chick who got shot, like that was pretty fucked up. Like watching it, I was like, "Oh, how's this gonna happen?" Like because we're all so accustomed to watching Twitch streams and stuff. Like, imagine if this happened. Like, I mean, she wasn't live; she was recording. But imagine if that happened, like, fucking live. Like, that'd be crazy. So
Jesus,
I don't know. I just thought that they did a lot of effective stuff. So definitely go watch it if you haven't done so already. If you have watched it, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought about it. I was very pleasantly surprised by it. And so
that constellation was real, right?
Yeah.
The one that he was looking at with the man fighting the snake.
Yep. And it is
or serpent.
The 13th constellation, the 13th zodiac. It's not actually, it's Ophiuchus. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah, it is a real constellation. And it is, some do consider it the 13th zodiac. When the Greeks created the zodiac, when they mapped out the sky with the 12 constellations, it was not included. Some people who are into astrology do include it, apparently. I looked into it a little bit. But yeah, so like, again, a lot of little details that just make this feel so real.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Leeches, man. That shit was crazy.
Dude, that leech death was crazy. Guys just tossing it. Like, that was another thing too. We didn't even mention that real quick. The deaths were very creative and cool. That's if when you're for what is essentially a slasher film, right? You want cool deaths, and this had that. This had creative deaths. Although I feel like if I was in a pool, like, well, no, he f***ed up probably. I thought the barbed wire was
I'm getting out of that pool. I don't give a fuck.
I'm crawling through the barbed wire. I don't give a fuck, but yeah.
This ain't no way the little barbed wire ain't gonna stop me from getting out of this water. There's no way.
Yeah, barbed
wire.
The
little glass sprinkled on the little glass sprinkled on the. That was just stupid right there. But
yeah,
whatever.
I know. It is what it is.
But no, that was crazy. It was a crazy. The whole leech thing was wild.
Yeah. Also real though. I looked it up. What do leech bruises look like? They look like crosses. Sure enough. Some of them look like holes too, but some of them do look like little triangles like that.
Yeah, I like how they had the different like they had the constellation guy come on. Mm-hmm. They had the leech guy came on. Like that was good. That was a good touch. And it would be just like that in
it'd be just
the true
like
crime.
Yep.
Like they always get different references, so it was perfect.
Would be just like that. Cut in the footage where like as transition scenes, drone footage of
except
the town.
The only difference is where they had all this footage of everything. They have a lot of reenactments, so like we just didn't have like the fake reenactments that they would do on the true crime stuff.
Right.
We just had real footage for everything, which that's not realistic. But whatever.
No, but I think.
But that was for the movie, like we said. Like we have to have that. The gruesome stuff because it's a horror movie. So
yeah, and it blended it well, like really well.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't cheesy at all. No.
But yeah, folks, that's it. That's our thoughts on Strange Harvest. Check it out if you haven't. If you have, leave a comment. Let us know what you thought about it. We do this once a week, folks. Next week we will be back again. Next week is Make Marvin Watch Week, where we make Marvin watch a movie that we think he should see that he hasn't. I picked The Wailing this month.
Is this one Korean?
This is Korean, yep. It's up, this one. Have you seen this movie, Dusty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite.
Is that my boy from Parasite? Is that the same guy?
Sure is.
He was also in Memories of Murder, right?
Yeah, him, I believe.
Is that him, or am I being a little racist?
No, he's from The Man from Nowhere.
Okay, so I was being a little racist.
You're thinking of him. Yeah, he does look like the guy from Memories of Murder. You're a little racist. It's okay.
A little bit.
We all got a little racism in us. It is what it is. But yeah, folks, so tune in next week. Marvin watches The Wailing for the first time.
Good movie.
Great movie, yeah. If you have not done so, consider subscribing and hitting that bell button to be notified when new episodes drop each week. Leave a like. It helps us out a lot. Down below, you'll find links to other movies we have reviewed in the past, other episodes, as well as a link to our Discord, which is free to join. Highly recommend joining it if you want to watch along with us. We post our schedule for the entire month each month. So, yeah, join the Discord. We'll see you over there. Thanks for hanging out with us, watching or listening. We'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Costa.